All right, good morning, Ellie and Julie. Civics class is in session. Are you ready to learn?
Yeah.
Okay, today we're going to learn about two major concepts. That's
3, 2, 1, go!
a big word for idea in American government. The first one is called separation of powers. It deals with the idea of separating the powers of government. What are we separating the powers of government into?
The three branches of government.
Very good. And separation of powers is an idea that who gets credit for? Juliana, do you know who created separation of powers?
Montesquieu.
Montesquieu created separation of powers. Very good. All right, so let's get to what those three branches are. The first branch of government, Ellie, what do we call the first branch?
Legislative.
The legislative branch. And I'm going to abbreviate it, but that means legislative branch. Then we have the executive branch. And the third branch, Ellie?
The judicial branch.
The judicial branch. So this is our separation of powers. And each branch has their own job. They all do separate things. Who knows what the job of the legislative branch is? Juliana.
Makes laws.
Makes laws. Very good. They make laws. All right. What does the executive branch do? Think of the police. What do the police do? They enforce laws. Enforce laws. And the third one's kind of tricky. The judicial branch interprets. Interprets. All right, now we're going to go over our second major concept of the day. It's called federalism. Federalism. And it's similar to separation of powers because this is dividing government into three branches. Federalism divides government into three different levels. And the highest level of government is called the federal government, located in D.C. Then we have the state government, and below that, local government. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So we have a division of power between federal, state, and local. So now we have to figure out who does what. At the federal level, who's responsible for making laws for our whole country? Ellie, who makes laws for the whole country?
The Congress.
Congress, very good. And they work in the Capitol building. Raise your hand if you've been to the Capitol building. So you know right where the laws come from. Very good. All right, at the federal level, who enforces the laws? Juliana, do you know?
The police.
They do, and above the police and all the way up to the very top. Who's at the top of the executive branch?
Trump.
And he is the president. Ellie, do you know another phrase for president? What can I write instead of president?
POTUS.
POTUS. And what does POTUS stand for?
President of the United States.
President of the United States. Very good. And the highest court in our country that interprets the laws is the Supreme Court, which we can abbreviate SCOTUS, the Supreme Court of the United States. So they are all federal level government. Does that make sense? All right, so now we get to the state. Here in Virginia, who makes laws for Virginia? Ellie.
The General Assembly.
The General Assembly makes laws for Virginia. Very good. And those laws only affect people in Virginia. Right. Who is the top executive in Virginia? He's not the president. What do we call him? Eliana?
Governor.
The governor. Very good. The governor. And our governor, of course, is Ralph Northam. She knew it. And the highest court in all of Virginia is the Virginia Supreme Court. All right, so these are all state level government. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Then we get to local, and we're going to divide local into two groups. We've got county, as in Prince William County, and then city or town, like Haymarket. They're going to be down here. So, the legislative body in every county in Virginia. Does anybody know what it's called? Ellie.
The Board of Supervisors.
Board of Supervisors. And every single county has a Board of Supervisors. They make laws just for the county. So Prince William County Board of Supervisors only makes laws that impact the people that live in Prince William. All right. We have a county executive that we call him the county executive, but he acts as a manager within the county. And then we have the Virginia Circuit Courts. So that's county level. Then we get to our closest level of government, the town, right? The town of Haymarket where we live. So the legislative body in the town of Haymarket. Does anybody know what do we call it? Ellie, what do we call it?
The council.
Council. And so if it was in a city, it would be the city council. In a town, it would be the town council. Does anybody know someone that's on a town council? Julie, who do you know that's on a town council?
Mr. Bob.
Who's Mr. Bob?
Your dad.
My dad, Councilman Sharek. Very good. All right. And then the executive in the town of Haymarket. Who's the top executive in the town of Haymarket?
Mayor.
The mayor. Very good, Ellie. The mayor. And then we also have Virginia District Courts. So when we look at the chart that we've just created, everyone in this column has the same job. Everybody has the same job. Julie, what is the job of everybody in this column?
Makes laws.
They all make laws. Very good. All right, Ellie, in our second column, they all have the same job. What is it? They enforce laws. And on our third column, they interpret laws. And so when we look at our rows, everybody in this row is at the federal government level. Everybody here is at the state level, the county level, and then the city or town level. And now you guys know more about government than most Americans. I feel like you're going to have a lot of editing work.